Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. At this moment, I will explain about what is online journalism. This is a segment for my study at online journalism in my subject English Literature and Department at the University Islamic State Alauddin Makassar. Okay, what is online journalism? Digital journalism, or also known as online journalism, is a contemporary form of journalism where editorial content is distributed via the internet as opposite to publishing via print or broadcast. With online journalism, you can attach video, audio, and even provide the complete audio transcript of an interview if the reader happens to be interested. Your picture can move, and you can provide the actual picture and a voice to every major person in the story. Mm, for example, when publishing online, one is not limited by space like you might be in print journalism or by time like in broadcast journalism. The ability of hyperlink to other sites allows the journalist to leave out detailed and non-critical part of the story. Simply, simply allow the reader to go to the site for that information if they desire. Online journalism is a process that has been in use for the past years by newspapers industries. Journalists report facts produced and distributed through the internet. It has been noticed that people no longer buy the printed out newspapers except they want to keep it for a reference purpose, but the internet user said it has readily available and less costly network. Okay, next. Characteristic of online journalism. I will explain you one by one from the hypertext to it. The problem with hypertext is one of the founding fathers of hypertext, that Nelson writes that it creates a delivery system for separate closed units, a system which allows only embedded links pointing outwards. What one has to realize that text interconnected through links, hyperlinks, can refer internally to the other text within text domain or externally to text located elsewhere on the internet. Effective use of internal and external hyperlinks is a basic element of a good online media production. It enables journalists to refer their readers to all kinds of background or related information, ranging over documents, illustrations, sources, multiple perspectives on a particular topic, and so on. If we examine how today's news sites apply this concept, the conclusion we will come up with is pessimistic. Only a few sites actually embed hyperlinks, and if they do it, does not integrate their information with the web. Uh, the other one is the multimediality. Multime- Multimediality means the extent to which text, graphics, sound, voice, and image, still or moving, are translated and integrated into a common digital form. The internet provides opportunity to journalists to present nonlinear types of storytelling by using hypertextuality and multimediality in an innovative way. One of important implication of multimedia is that the online journalist will learn how to work with these different formats. For this writing, the journalist will also need the skills to decide for each story that which part of the story will consist of text and which one will carry audio and visual elements. The next one is the interactivity. Interactivity is the process of two people or things working together and influencing each other. That is the ability of a computer to respond to a user's input. In online journalism, interactivity is subdivided into three types: navigational interactivity, functional interactivity, and adaptive interactivity. Observing interactive option in the news sites, it's noted that there is a sheer absence, or rather the fact that most sites do not develop interactivity beyond functional and navigation level. The most sophisticated level of interactivity is adaptive, meaning that it allows the website to adapt to itself and the behavior of the visiting server. It's revealed that the more interactive opportunity website gives to users, the more involved the user will feel about the website. Mainstream news sites usually operate on internal hypertextuality with mainly navigate interactivity. The sites don't usually apply multimedia unless they specifically intend to index images. This, this could be seen as serving as some kind of accountability, one could argue, allowing the server to submit the feedback or comment to the people responsible for the meta site. And the last one, but not least, is immediacy. Immediacy is the quality of bringing to the direct and instant involvement with something, giving rise to a sense of urgency or excitement. The basic concept of the immediacy is that it means there is theory, virtually no lag between when information is received or created at the news producer and when the information is passed on the news consumer. This is possible because of two related features. The first, the information is digital and can be easily molded continuously, and secondly, that the information is not distributed as far as web is concerned. Rather than being pushed out to the audience all the time, the audience shall seek up a database that presents the information to the audience. That means the information will not leave the producer entirely unless someone downloads the website, and the information can therefore be worked on continuously. The, the impacts of online journalism. There's five impacts, from my opinion. What online journalism have given mm, has given impact to the world. The first one is impact of internet on access to information and distribution of news. Uh, because because internet online journalism has given access freely information and distribution of news. Uh, People can access quick and freely because of the fast internet spread throughout the world. And the two is impact of internet on news gathering. The impact of internet on news gathering in- is the second of the impacts of online journalism. Uh, Online journalism bring the people all around the world together, like the virtual world, so it can feel humanist on each other. They can feel the presence of the other people in the world. So so the more interactivity, the more the more feel that they that they feel through it. And three, it introduced mass interaction to the mass media because of that news gathering on the internet. Mass interaction to media has happened. some like Facebook, YouTube, blog, or even the most popular blog like Kaskus in Indonesia has given big impact to the interaction to the mass media. And four is anyone can be a publisher, not only the journalist or even adult, even a child can be can be published what they feel, what their opinion or assumption, uh, and then they make a news about it. So it's not um, bearing of any people who can publish, but everyone can be published. And the last is the traditional media started developing online presence. Uh, for example, in the Trans TV or Trans Studio, they adapt the online presence, like they bring a video from TikTok or YouTube. Uh, uh, for some video viral on YouTube and TikTok, they take and bring to the TV. This is the one example of traditional media started developing online presence, and uh, and the other example is the like some newspaper industry industry like the Sindo or Compass uh, adapt their newspaper to the online, and they bring website to the to the mm, to the anyone can attach it, anyone can read it, and anyone can give it a feedback to it. Advantage and disadvantage of online journalism. Okay. Mm, I will explain the advantage first because good news it's always come first. The one is cost effective. The cost of publishing online is affordable compared to the huge financial commitments involved in the setting up a conventional newspaper house, including daily publication costs and staff salaries. Uh, Two is fast and convenient. Publishing online is both fast and convenient. You post news updates at the click of a button without stress. The three is convergence of roles. The roles of a reporter and editor are, are blurred, as one person can perform such a duties and others as computers typesetting. And three, quick feedback. The feedback mechanism in online journalism is better and faster, as again the letter of the editor section of a mainstream newspaper. Admin can almost immediately respond to comment and feel the pulse of their visitor. And five is the text waste. The loss of resource arising from unsold copies of newspaper is prevented. So that means it's eco-friendly. This advantage of online journalism, one is distraction. Linking is great, but it also makes sure your reader is not going to finish the article. In and around an internet article, there's dozens of links shouting, "Click me, uh, click me, download me," uh, using click the button or anyone any or anything else and anywhere else. And when the reader does that, he's gone. The two is information overload or abundance. News is everywhere. Even local news journalists have competition from colleagues who can make a story of a scoop within minutes after it published. Eyewitnesses on Twitter are always faster, and organizations such as municipalities who have a large PR team basically publish on their own without the need of journalism. From user perspective, why pay for news if it's everywhere? Why pay for news if it's everywhere? Am I right? And the, the next problem is the updating. When story is published in the newspaper or aired on the radio or TV news bulletin, it's finished. Journalists can go home or start working on follow-up story for the next hour or day. On the internet, you have to keep updating the story, and then question arise. When is this time to stop updating? When is time to start a spirited follow-up? Shall we fork the story? And if we do, then we end up with several articles that, after all, the updates are basically the same roundup. Maybe not. And the last is labor intensive. Writing an online story as you would for a newspaper can be done quite quickly. But if you want to make something more out of it with some interactivity, it's a production that is very labor intensive. It's time eater and so long. You need a team of skilled producer, journalists, cameramen, video editors, photographer, graphic and usability designers, game designer, and of course a couple of programmers. Yes, you will make the story that's tailored to everything the internet offers, but it will be so much more work than making the same story without interactivity. It's hard, is it? Maybe. Various form of online journalism. Uh, the form of online journalism is the website like BBC News, uh, BBC News, Voice Voice of America, and other. The two is search engine like Google, Bing, Yahoo, etc. Social networking sites. Uh, you all know the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and other. But some social networking sites like Reddit, 4chan, etc. Uh, it's also known as a social networking site because their interactivity with the society and other netizen. And the last is the blog like Blogspot, etc. Example of online journalism. Uh, I take one example from the BBC news. Mm, The headline is Europe split on the ending energy supplies from Russia. Uh, uh, my mistake. Not Europe, but Europe Union. The European Union remains unable to agree on ending supplies of Russian oil and gas. Germany's economy minister has said ministers have been discussing an embargo on Russia oil, but Hungary has made it clear it will block consensus. Mm, the story of all it is 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 using a scheme inverted pyramid because the the important one is placed on the top and the tail is bring on the down of the page. And next, Germany said it would not be ready to block Russian gas, but it called beer a pass in oil embargo. We're getting reports of a missile strike in the port city of Odessa. Ukrainian authorities say there have been deaths and injuries. Meanwhile, some 100 people evacuated from besieged steel plant in the southern city of Mariupol are due to arrive in Ukrainian areas. Russia has been banned from competing in the Summer Women 2022 as UEFA uh, launches new sanctions over the invasion of Ukraine. This is one of example of online journalism that I bring in this presentation. Mm. Uh, this is this some example that I take from the web, the www.bbc.com. You can click on this link to maybe see more. I just take a few to there so you can see the summary of it. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much. Thank you very much uh, for your attention. Sorry if I have a mistake or on my grammar, on even my information. Thank you again for all for your participation to to see this video. Uh, that's it for me. See you next time. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.